Hi, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. Just like to say, obviously the ASX continue its downward trend. Sort of not surprisingly, it's a little bit miserable today. It needs to break above that sort of one for us at Equity Story, 155,163, and by the end of the week, and then we might get some traction and get some trend back going back up. But again, pretty poor price action today, and we really do need to see our market sort of beating these levels. Um, Saying that, we had some obviously the smaller stocks. Some of the 10 baggers doing really well today. Eden Energy up another 20% for us. Again, what a great looking chart. Um, I'm getting a lot of calls, Dave. When do we sell? Well, most of us are just holding profits in that stock, and I suggest we just hold them. Um, is it going to be a ride? Yeah, it's going to be up and down. There's going to be some big red days and some big green days. But I do think over the next 2 or 3 months she will be going higher. As possibly Hazer Group, very similar sort of stock, similar aggressive trend, just going strongly up. And really, again, in Hazer Group, we're just holding profits, and Hazer Group again up another 28% today. So looks absolutely excellent. And Taz, although not an official call, we did suggest those who missed Eden Energy get on board with this stock. Again, I think she's actually compared to Eden Energy, this stock's sort of undervalued. She owns 44% of Eden Energy, and if you compare it on equal basis, she should be trading a lot higher. I think the discount is a little bit unwarranted. It should be around 20%. It's more like about 60-70% at the moment, and so I do expect Taz will carry on playing catch up maybe over the next few days. So again, it's a great looking stock. Um, Stocks eventually will always come back to the moving average, so that's what you can be prepared with. I think if I go back in time, maybe you've got to look at something like AGX. Alexium was a stock we did a long time ago, and you see how Alexium moved up. These stocks, when they get going, can be quite aggressive. They'll have their big scary days where you can see, this is how they move. Alexium that day opened at 34. She went as high as 43. She went as low as 32, and the next day she was down to 36. Then jumps the next day. So this is how they move. These stocks are really going to give you quite an interesting ride. But what I think is important, just as long as they hold these moving averages, obviously that gives you a good time when you should be getting out. We do look at exhaustion levels, and I think hopefully trading these stocks, these EDE and CAL and TAS, we're going to be looking at these exhaustion levels, hopefully to give us a good clue, try and get out with the maximum gain. Just having a look at Crusader. Crusader is a story we really like, and you can see from the short-term chart the market's starting to wake up to a little bit. But here we've got the long-term chart, and it's still sort of trending down. What we'd like to see, we believe this is sort of support. We know a lot of you bought it around these sort of levels between 10 and 13. I think if we can break above 14 or 15 with some good drill results, we can really be back on. And I think Crusader potentially, if she's got 4 absolutely stunning projects, and I think if you actually ripped this company up and you sold her assets out, should be worth around 60 cents a share. I think obviously she's got 2 assets which potentially could obviously drive the share price north of $1. So it's a story we really like, and the market hasn't sort of quite woken up to it yet. Just having a look at some of the stocks we put on today recently on the trends. Domino's was a trend of ours, and then it had a buy signal over the weekend. Sort of went through that buy signal pretty nicely today, and we took profits. That's what we've been doing as why we've got this weak trend. If we make 7-8%, we take it. Again, BAP didn't quite do enough for us today, but nice little upwards trend. Be interesting to see what she can do this week, but I think if she can just edge up nearer that 5, we could maybe take another 4 or 5% profit there. And again, Magellan, Sort of got a great trend, Magellan. I mean, we look at these stocks, and why wouldn't you buy this? Magellan in sort of share price action there is sort of, for me, looking a little bit similar to back here, these sort of levels. So hopefully she can carry on and make this move up. And next week or so we can get a good little trending profit out of Magellan as well. I'd like to say a story we really like is WGL. Again, obviously this stock we put on we came on about 0.45. Since then it's had a sort of did trend up to about 0.05, and since then it's sort of come back a little bit on sort of not negative news, but I think sort of lack of news. You can see this is often how these startups do move, and if you go back in time, Hazer Group, we put on around 30, and it's come back from 32, and gradually news comes out, the general market get used to the story, and she starts making a run. And I think WGL again, it's a very different product to what Hazer Group have, but it's got this tremendous app, reduces your costs on your data, and really there's no reason why over time people wouldn't download an app which is going to save them money. So we do really like the story. I do think hopefully around here might be about the low, maybe a little bit more lower, but I think the product goes into they start monetizing the product in May, and I really do think the Wangle could be a really great story. Again, a lot of these startups do take time to warm up and do take time to get going, so you just do need a little bit of patience with them, and then you can obviously reap the rewards we have with things like obviously Eden Energy and the Hazer Group. That's really all I've got to say tonight. Just like to say thank you obviously for listening to Equity Story, and I think it'd be interesting to see what the Dow does tonight. And if I actually look at the Dow, Dow needs to sort of break these levels around this sort of 18,000. Needs to get some movement going up. So it'd be interesting to see what the Dow does tonight, and obviously I think that's going to affect how we put trends on for the rest of the week. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for listening to Equity Story, and have a good night.